Hi everyone, I'm Reagan Black, back with some more inspiration for your writing journey today. And I wanted to share this quote with you from Jeff Bollow, and it's writing is a process. If you think of it as a process, life gets so much easier. Writing is a process, and if you think of it as a process, life gets so much easier. And I think that's by Jeff Bollow, and I think that's really important for us to remember is that it takes time, not just time for us to learn, how to write, what we want to write, things like that. The process of writing itself takes time. There are stages of it. There's writing and rewriting, there's brainstorming, there's mind mapping, there's revisions, there's editorial and content revisions. There's all kinds of things that come into play in the process of getting a book from idea to the shelf. All right. The writing process is a process. Okay. And the neat thing about this, though, is that all of us have a slightly different process. So that's wonderful as well. But there are some key things that you can keep in mind as you're developing your own process. You're not going to write a book exactly like anyone else. Yes, it all comes down to we have to put words on the page, but we all have a different way of doing that. Okay. But there are some key elements that can make accepting your process, learning your process, go a little smoother, I guess is the best way to say it, okay? Because there's going to be ups and downs. The first tip I have for you would be to know your why. Know your why. With whatever project you're working on, know why you want to write it. Have a target in mind. What is that? Have an image in mind of your target audience. Who are you writing for? Write to that one person. Are you writing to solve a problem? Are you writing to entertain? Are you writing to inform somebody of a situation? Know why you're writing that. That's it's good to know what you're writing, but also to know why it matters to you, okay? And when you lock onto that why, it will infuse your writing itself, and it will make the writing richer by the time it meets the reader. And if you ever get lost, when you know your why, you have a touch point to come back to and really it's a good anchor point, I think, is the best way. So if you know why you're writing the story or why you're writing the book, keep that front and center. That will really help you stay focused as you're working through your project, okay? So again, writing is that process. Don't think it's just, oh, I got 10 sentences, they're perfect sentences, I'm done. Writing is a process. First of all, know your why. Second tip that is kind of central to all of us as writers, everybody has a slightly different process, but central to all of us as writers is that we need the time to grow, okay? The way I wrote when I first started out is far different from the way I write now. There are some core things that are the same, but there really have been differences along the way as I've learned what I like to write, what I want to write, who I want to write with, how I want to write, what topics I want to address, what I'm good at, what my weaknesses are. It takes time to grow through all of that. And where I started and where I am now are different. I strive to make every book better than the last. That's my primary goal with every book. And I think that's, for me, it challenges me to grow as an author so that I know I will keep entertaining and informing my readers, but it takes time to get there. It's not an overnight thing. Writing is a process, but it's not an overnight process. It doesn't just happen with the flip of a switch. Give yourself time. Don't be hard on yourself too soon. All right? Give yourself time to grow. We all need that time to grow and develop. And in theory, we grow and develop every day, and we never stop that growing or development. We're always improving. And that accepting that will make your writing process easier. My third tip for you today is to follow what you love, okay? And do more of what you love to write, all right? So a lot of times what we really, really love to write is what we're really good at writing. And once we know what we're really, really good at, we can go back and shore up our weaknesses. I've talked about this in several other videos, right? But if you follow what you love, you're going to be happier as you're developing your process. There are rocky paths in developing your writing process, but if you're doing what you love, that will make it smoother. It will make it worth it, and it will be more rewarding for you if most of your writing energy is focused on writing what you love to write. Now again, going back to our tip number 2, that may change over time, and that's perfectly all right. Okay? And also, going back to 1, as your why changes on a project, that may also infuse what you're loving about your work or what you're really loving to write in general. So kind of keep those 3 factors in mind. Know your why, give yourself time, and follow what you love to write. And that'll help you hone your particular individual writing process so that your writing journey is a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable and rewarding eventually for you and for your reader. Okay? I hope that helps. If you need more resources for writing, be sure to stop by reaganblack.com. There's lots of writing resources and tips and books over there. There's lots of writing videos right here on YouTube for you as well. You can leave me a comment, reach out to me by email, whatever works for you, if I can be of more assistance on your writing journey. In the meantime, write well and live the adventure.